Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Treasure Trove Tarot, also known here on YouTube as Mystic Moon. Welcome to my second channel and welcome to your weekly forecast. So today we're going to be getting into a bunch of different energies. So just plug in. It's going to be a long one. We're going to get into all different kinds of topics, and obviously just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. So what I'm using here today, this is not sage. This is sweetgrass. And this was actually gifted to me by one of my Native American friends. Her mom, actually from South Dakota, put this together herself. And so I just don't use it often, but when I really want to cleanse up space, I use this. And it smells so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's not as heavy as sage. It's a lot lighter and definitely sweet, hence that name, sweetgrass. Anyways, today's crystal is a raw rose quartz. I am a huge fan of raw crystals. I just absolutely love them. I mean, I like the polished stones too, but there's just something about the jagged edge that I just love. So anyways, this was actually gifted to me by a fan a long time ago. And obviously I still have it because it's just one of my most prized crystals. So anyways, you guys, let's jump right into the reading. Everything that I'll be using here, I will list down below with the links in case you guys want to get any of these decks. So without further ado, let's do this. So the very first thing that we're going to focus on is the energy of let's take a look at just like the overall vibe for the week. Okay. What is the overall vibe for this week? What do we need to know? We're actually going to use a deck that I actually just did a little bit of a review on, and it is called the Phantom Wise Tarot. So over on my Instagram and TikTok, I did a little 3-minute video on this deck. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to check it out. But this is a really cool deck, and we're just going to see what is our energy overall vibe for the week. Let's see. What do we need to know? We have the King of Wands energy. That's awesome. We have Leo. And that's cool because I believe that on February 2nd, it is the full moon in Leo. And so that tells me here, let me just double check I have that right. I don't want to say anything. It's like, that's wrong. That's not true. It is on the 5th. Okay, I'm so glad I checked. So obviously the 5th is going to be this week. Yeah, Sunday. So it could be that you guys are really affected by that full moon in Leo. Maybe tap into that energy, by doing some sort of a ritual. Leo is all about being brave and having courage and strength and basically confidence to push through and to face things that maybe you have been afraid to face. So there could be some kind of energy this week where you're really kind of stepping into your power. And you're facing something big time. You're like taking the bull by the horns. You're taking back control. You're stepping back into your power in a situation or just area of your life. So I really love that message for the week. That's awesome. All right, so let's see what else we need to know here. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So the Ten of Pentacles can be, of course, like the workplace, but it can also be your family, your home, some long-term goals, etc. So for me, this is like long-term success. King of Wands is definitely a king that is in charge of his life and basically makes things happen. So I just feel if you guys have some long-term goals, or you guys, are just looking to set some plans for the future, I feel like you're setting something in motion during this full moon in Leo. It's pretty awesome. All right, what else? We have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so the Eight of Swords to me tells me that we are breaking out of stuck energy. That's what we are doing. We are taking back our power in a situation. Might even be for some of you guys that you have been planning for the future. And it might just be that we have been making these plans with other people in mind. So let's just say these other people are not cooperating, or things are just not panning out with particular people. it might just be that we're kind of branching off and just kind of going our own way, doing our own thing, not relying on other people to make things happen. We are stepping into our power, and we're fully aware that we have the capability and power to make anything happen that we want. So we're breaking out of a stuck cycle. We're breaking out of some kind of like a process in our heads that is keeping us stuck or spinning our wheels, but we're not really getting anywhere. That is changing this week, you guys. I love this. So that's amazing for our overall energy. I'm into it. I like it. I'll take it. So now we're going to go ahead and go into the energy here of self-care. All right. What do we need to know about our self-care this week? So this particular deck is called the Self-Care Cards by Cheryl Richardson. What do we need to be aware of this week when it comes to our self-care? How do we need to be showing up for ourselves this week? Time. Look at that hourglass. So when we see this card, it's like time. We only have so much time. Is time running out in a situation? Are we wasting time waiting on something? What is going on? Do we feel like we have no time to ourselves? Let's make some time. Time spent worrying is time spent. Ooh, so this I feel may be connected to this Eight of Swords energy. We're just kind of letting a thought go round and round in our heads. Just, like I said, spinning the wheels, spinning out of control, but getting nowhere. It's time to stop worrying about a situation that we cannot control. So if your worries are about another person, you guys, this is an opportunity to realize that we really don't have any control over anyone except for ourselves. So it is time for us to stop worrying. It's time for us to focus on other things. It's time for us to step back into our power of the King of Wands. The King of Wands does not waste his time worrying about anything. And it doesn't mean he's self-serving or self-absorbed. It's just that he's focused on things that are empowering him, focused on things that create happiness, create high positive vibrations. He's not focused in that kind of doom and gloom energy. So it's all a choice at the end of the day, how we want to spend our time and how we want to feel. That's what the message is. So this is called the Affirmators Tarot. Let's get 3 tarot cards just to kind of see what this message is about how we might be wasting time, what we're worrying about, or how we could be spending our time instead. The Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is planning for the future. The Three of Wands is basically focused out there. So it might be that right now, if there's something that's in front of you that's causing you a lot of stress and anxiety, it might be time for you to kind of take a little bit of a break from that. Maybe take a few steps back, put something on hold and focus on something else instead, because the Three of Wands means that we cast our gaze out into the distance instead of focusing on something that's right in front of us. Okay. Now, I'm also getting another message. If you guys are waiting for someone or something to happen, because the Three of Wands can also be an indicator that we're waiting for something to return. We're waiting for someone to come back. We're waiting on something. So again, I feel like that message is the same. Instead of spending time twiddling our thumbs, waiting on something, let's busy ourselves with something else. This would be more productive, and this will certainly make you feel better. The Hierophant, Taurus energy. Okay. So the Hierophant is a few things. It's about our values. It's about our family, our commitments. It could even be about learning, education, spirituality, acting with integrity. There's a lot of different meanings with the Hierophant. So what I'm seeing here, you guys, is that the Hierophant is serious. The Hierophant spends time doing valuable things that are actually going to make a difference in the longer picture. And I kind of like this because this to me is actually going with this card here, the Ten of Pentacles. You don't get to the 10 of Pentacles by staying in this energy. You get to the 10 of Pentacles by being in this energy or the Hierophant's energy. That's how you get there. Okay? The 10 of Pentacles is hard work. It means dedicating yourself and committing yourself to a particular plan or a goal, setting out goals for yourself in order to get to where you want to go. So, of course, it's a reminder to us, you guys, for our self-care, that how we use our time matters. So, for instance, I've kind of had to take a little bit of a temperature of how I spent my mornings. And there have been mornings where I get my coffee and I crawl back into bed. Stupid, don't do it. This is just for me because I'm really going to not have a productive day. The cats jump on my lap, then I can't move. And then I'm like, well, I might as well just sit here and screw around on TikTok. And then before I know it, 2 hours goes by, I lose all motivation. And then all of a sudden I just have one of those really non-productive days. So I've had to figure out, like, I've got to jump out of bed. Don't get back into bed. Don't spend so much time on social media. Really, I shouldn't even be spending any time on social media except for when I'm posting and then maybe on the weekend when I'm not working. You see what I'm saying? So we have to look at ourselves and our little behaviors and our little things. It doesn't mean we can't have fun and screw around every now and then. But when you realize that there's something that's siphoning your time and your energy and it's not productive and it's like not actually positive for you, it's not really uplifting you and helping you, then we do have to take a look at that, right? That Taurus energy, hard work. No one said that, no one said doing the right thing was easy or the best thing for us was easy. No one said that taking care of ourselves, it should be easy, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it takes discipline to take care of ourselves. How sad is that, right? And I'm not saying that that's the case for everybody, but sometimes we really do have to carve out time to take care of ourselves. But I'm also getting too that if some of you guys are really wanting to either like go back to school or study up on a particular subject or get certified or take a course or a class or a workshop because you want to be able to learn how to do something, this is an excellent time to start getting serious about this. Okay? Because if you don't, you'll always wonder, you'll always kind of like look out off into the distance and dream of how your life could be. Why not go towards taking the steps of how your life will be, not how it could be? Let's figure out how it will be by taking action steps today. But that is going to require hard work and dedication and discipline in order for you to make that happen. No one said it was going to be easy, but we've got to start somewhere. So I really love that message if some of you guys are contemplating something like that. What else? Ooh, the Ace of Swords. So yeah, the Ace of Swords is definitely kind of like, it's a message of clarity coming from the divine. It's kind of like a, hey, a little, it's a challenging kind of bittersweet energy, but guess what? This is what it's going to freaking take. So we are being offered a new beginning or a chance to do something new. We're being given some sort of kind of like harsh truth and clarity, kind of like some tough love from the universe that says, you want this? Be willing to work for it. Okay, it's not just going to fall from a freaking tree. We've got to take some action steps and put some energy towards the things that we want to create in this life. So if you guys are looking to create success, you're wanting to purchase a home, you're wanting to, meet up with your, your soul group, your tribe, maybe even connect with a soulmate or just, meet someone special, you're going to have to take action steps in order to make this happen. That is just the way it goes. That's how the law of attraction goes. This is how rituals and even spells go. I think that there's a lot of misconception with the law of attraction or even spells that if you just say something, light a candle, or if you do an affirmation, then all of a sudden, bam, everything's going to happen. And it doesn't mean that things can't work like that sometimes, but it's pretty rare. You do have to also take action steps towards that thing. You have to build momentum toward that goal. You have to co-create with spirit. You have to be be able to meet spirit halfway in order to manifest certain things, because it tells the universe that you are ready for this, that you're serious, that you want this, that you're prepared to bring it in. But if you're just sitting on your couch and you're doing nothing, the universe isn't really going to respond to that, because the universe sees that you are not ready to participate with this action or this outcome or whatever it is that you guys want. So a part of self-care is realizing that if we want our lives to improve, we're going to have to be committed to take action steps and to work towards our goals. So that's the message this week. I really like that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into the chakra. So what is the highlighted chakra for the week? This right here is called the Chakra Mindset Balance cards. What chakra is highlighted for us this week and why? Okay, so that card fell, but it's all the way across the room and it's face down, so I don't take those. Oop, this is the one. We have the Sacral Chakra, you guys, the orange energy. The Sacral Chakra is all about our relationships, but check it out. The relationship to the self, because we have self-nurturing, is really important this week. So it doesn't mean that the relationships that you have with others don't matter this week, but it just means like it's time for us to really, really think about how we're treating ourselves, how we're nurturing ourselves. Are we nurturing ourselves? Are we looking for someone else to make us feel better? Okay. And while there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel pleasure and, closeness and intimacy and feeling that good energy with another person, if you're coming into any situation, though, with your cup completely empty, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to become codependent on that situation. It's going to be an unhealthy attachment that not transforms, but, just basically, I can't think of the word I want to use, just happens. That's something that's going to just develop. That's the word I'm looking for. It's going to develop into that. So this is a chance this week for us to kind of see, how are we taking care of ourselves? How are we showing up for ourselves? Do we value ourselves? Or are we looking for other people to complete the puzzle for us? And again, there's nothing wrong with teamwork. There's nothing wrong with coming together with someone. Mr. Moon and I, for instance, like there's certain things that I bring to the table and there's certain things he brings to the table. We're a great team. Nothing wrong with that. But if I didn't have anything to bring, or neither did he, and we're just completely relying on the other person to fill up all the gaps, then there's going to be issues, So this is probably a message coming up for you guys this week, because we need to make sure that the relationship that we have with ourselves is pretty strong. So that way, when we're going into other situations, working relationships, family dynamics, romantic relationships, whatever it might be, that we're not going to be in these lopsided situations. When we're lopsided like this with our needs and expectations, things tend to go haywire. Okay, so this is called the Chakra. What is this called? Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Queen of Coins. Love this. The Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, is the energy of Capricorn. Okay? This is our value. This is who we are. So to me, this is our self-worth for sure all the way with Queen of Pentacles. So do we value ourselves? What is valuable to us? Right? It's time for us to ask ourselves these questions this week. Do we love what we do for a living? Do we feel like we add value to our lives, or maybe even the world or the lives of others? Do we feel good about what we do? If we don't, let's try to figure out how we can start changing these things, making the necessary changes so we can start doing the things that we love to do. It's never too late to change things around. And I'm not trying to say that people that are 80 years old that are watching this video, which I highly doubt, but if you're 80 years old watching this video, I'm not trying to say, oh, you could just change your life tomorrow and just completely redo it. Obviously, there's things within, what I mean? There's things within reason. We have to be realistic. But what I'm trying to say is that, if we don't like a situation or we don't like the way that we feel, we can always choose to perhaps focus on something else. We can make those types of changes. That's my point, And sometimes big changes take time, but we do have to start somewhere. So we can feel all of that pressure of, oh gosh, I'll never be able to change this. I'll never get out of this situation. I'll never be able to get out of this job. I'll never be able to afford to do this. We can spend our times doing that. Absolutely, we can. It is a choice. Or we can start figuring out what small baby steps are we going to start taking to start changing things around. That's what I'm talking about. It's never too late to start taking little steps to improving your life. Now we have the 10 of coins, which, do you see, you guys? This right here is all connected. I love using a bunch of different tarot decks because this usually happens here. 10 of Pentacles is 10 of Pentacles here as well. Okay, so this does have to do with the rest of our lives. That's how I see 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is the rest of our lives. It's retirement, it's family, it's tradition, it's long term, right? Some of you might be feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to that age where I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to survive. I don't know what the rest of my life looks like. I'm scared, right? And even though I don't have obviously the answers on how to fix that fear or to, change things around for everybody watching the video. But the thing is that key card is self-nurturing, and the sacral chakra has a lot to do with the relationships and how we connect with other people. So for me, because that's a family card, I always have to consider that sometimes our family of origin issues, traumas, upbringing, etc., have a lot to do with why we are who we are and why we put up with what we do and why we might have certain attachment styles or languages of love, etc. So if some of you guys feel like your connections with others are constantly chaotic, things aren't working out, things are just dramatic, all over the place, always meeting the wrong types of people, always having falling outs with friends and, etc. It is time for us to kind of figure out, kind of touch base with ourselves and figure out, why we feel the way that we do. Where is this coming from? What can we do to fix this? How can we start addressing some of these wounds? And I know that not everybody, and it's not for everyone, can see a professional counselor. That's not always going to work for everybody. But there are plenty of good, I feel, resources out there, whether it's through books or programs and things like that, that can really start to help us to take some personal inventory of ourselves and even get that support from other people that might be going through similar things. So definitely do your research on those types of things if you guys feel like there's some sort of like family issues, or the way that you were raised, or the way that you're thinking about future long term. It might have something to do with, what your family expects of you, but maybe it's not what you want. Maybe we're trying to please our family, but we're not really happy because we're not enjoying what we do. So there's some kind of message there. I know it's pretty deep, but that's what we have. Ooh, 9 of Swords, interesting. And the 9 of Swords is connected to the sacral chakra. So what is the 9 of Swords, you guys? The 9 of Swords is definitely a card where we feel a lot of anxiety. We feel like we're kind of in a nightmare. We're having sleepless nights. We just feel like everything is just crashing down at once. This is also a card of feeling like everyone is against us. We actually believe that everyone hates us, that everyone's against us, that life will always suck, that nothing will work out. It's very pessimistic energy. And the reason that we might feel this way is because we've gone through a lot of crap. So you're not like an idiot for feeling this way. But at some point, we got to get down to the root as to why we feel this way. Why do we perhaps keep, and I'm not saying we're creating it, but why do these same kind of situations or relationships keep popping up for us? How can we clear it? How can we heal it? Let's get to the root. So I feel like there's something going on this week with some of you guys where if you don't like what's going on in your life, you don't like where you are, you don't like how you feel, Spirit is basically saying, let's take a look at this and figure out ways in which we can start to change our lives. Now, something that I'm doing that I haven't even shared yet with you guys is I've decided to make some major changes in my diet, okay? And some of the reasons that I've done this is because for a very long time, I have been struggling with weight. I've been struggling with my my hormones, right? All kinds of headaches and mood swings and just all kinds of crap. And so I was looking just at a bunch of information. And this is, not going to be for everyone, but I thought, you know what, there's something to be said about ingesting more foods that are wholesome, instead of foods that are packaged with a bunch of preservatives and chemicals. And, you can go down this whole rabbit hole of all these things that are in our food where it's just like, wow, it's probably wreaking havoc on my feelings, my emotions, my hormones, which that's all connected. And also everything that's being stored as trans fat that my body can't break down. Yeah, duh, that all goes together. It makes sense, right? And so I've been doing this clean eating and it's not like crazy strict or anything like that. I'm doing what I can. When I can, I'm slowly making changes. I'm not going to just completely throw everything out of my fridge or my cabinets or the products that I use. Sorry, can't afford to do that at this time. And so I'm just going to take it slow and just be more mindful of what I'm using and what I want to, what I want to do long term. But anyways, I got to tell you, I feel differently this from all last week. I've made some subtle changes and I'm just like, wow, like my gut feels better. My digestive system feels better. I was having all kinds of issues. I've had less headaches. I feel this total like slimming down of my body mass. It's amazing. And I'm not doing anything crazy, you guys. I'm not going without. I'm still eating when I'm hungry. This is not starvation. This is not a diet. But it's just making some choices and some shifts. And so I've been thinking about doing it for a long time. And I just finally got to a point where I was like, I'm tired of this feeling. I'm tired of this. Let me change my life. I have to make a change or else I could just be like this forever and complain and never do anything about it. So anyways, that makes sense for me. And that is obviously a choice that I've personally made. And I am thinking of long-term health with that one. And I'm making the investment, and it's commitment and it's hard work. You bet your ass it's hard work to look at labels. I went grocery shopping last Monday and I was in there for about an hour and a half looking at freaking labels, you guys. It was so much hard work. Like if I were just not doing this, I could just whiz right in and whiz right out. So again, if we make a commitment to something, we are going to have to take some extra steps. But it's about what you value and what's important to you. So that's just an example. All right. Now we're going to go into the energy here let's go into our career and our finances. Career and finances. So this right here is called the Treasure Trove Oracle Professional Archetypes that I created. All right, let's see what we need to know here. We have the Weatherman. We have the Detective. And we have the Musician. All right, let's see what we need to know about these guys. So I'm just going to put these to the side. We're just going to take it one at a time. Okay, into each life, some rain must fall. At least that's what the Weatherman said. You'll need to weather out this storm before reaching dry land. Okay, so right now, you guys, there might be a little bit of a storm when it comes to your career or finances. But like the weather's constantly changing, we can weather out the storm. So let's get into my Treasure Trove Tarot and get some advice here with what's going on with career and finances this week. Two of Wands. Love this. Okay. This might be an excellent time, you guys, to come together with another person because the Two of Wands says fusion of ideas on the same page or even a business partner. So it might be like two heads are better than one, or thinking about coming together and collaborating with another person to create or generate some sort of interest or income or whatever that might be, whatever business that you're in. Okay. Sometimes also too, like when we're going through tough times, we start to feel like, oh my God, I'm the only one. That's usually not true. I thought that I was one of the only people, which is so stupid. I'm the only person that's struggling on YouTube, or, just all this stuff, all these changes that were happening in 2021. But I started talking to a bunch of other creators, and they're like, the same exact things are happening on our channels too. And I was just like, wow, I'm not the only one. I wasn't targeted, So sometimes when we reach out and we connect with other people, that can kind of help us weather the storm. But I feel like for some of you guys, it might be time for you to maybe connect with another person. 2 heads are better than one. Maybe allow someone to give you some ideas. So maybe you can ask a trusted friend or a mentor, somebody that you respect, for some ideas on how you can improve your finances or your business strategy. I think that that's excellent advice. So now we're going to go into the detective, which says, observant by nature, great powers of intuition come from this detective. The answers that you seek will surely enlighten you in the end. Okay, so the detective is about searching for something, right? We're trying to observe what's happening right now, and we're trying to kind of figure out what's the deal. So we're doing some investigative work. We're kind of looking into the details, the fine print, figuring it out. What is going on here? What's the mystery? And we have the Queen of Wands. Love it. We did get the King of Wands in this reading, okay? So the Queen of Wands is Aries energy, go-getter, independent, a way shower. Now, we will be going into Aries season. I mean, it's in a couple of months, but I mean, it's coming up. So to me, it's kind of like if there's something that you guys have, like an idea, or you have some sort of an inspiration, or there's something that you want to do, start putting the effort and the time and dedication into that goal now. And perhaps by Aries season, which is like March energy, it might be that you hit your target. It's kind of like you've got to start somewhere. Why not start now, right? So do your research, kind of figure out what is going to work for you or what you can do to hit that target. And all that footwork is going to pay off. I'm getting an Aries season, which is coming up. That's pretty cool. Now we have the musician. It says, amplify the melody that brings a smile. Let the musician harmonize the tunes around you. Listen closely to songs and lyrics for inspiration. Ooh. Now some of you guys are musicians, or you are creative in some way. And so this right here is telling you to listen to the melodies around you. Like, feel the vibration. If something doesn't feel like it is like a melody for you, it might be time to change the tune. It might be time to change the station. It might be time to maybe switch off something that's not resonating with you anymore. Sometimes certain things that we listen to can have an effect on how we feel. So there could be certain like news stations, certain podcasts, just certain things. And I kind of go through my moods where I'm just like, So, gosh, I'm just trying to think of how to like mention this without mentioning the exact person that this is, because I don't like to do that. But, there was someone that I was listening to, not religiously, but like I just always was very inspired by this person on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And there's just something, actually it's been happening for a while, where I've started noticing like little changes and little things that just like didn't feel right for me. And just recently there was just something that was just like, oh my gosh, it's as clear as day. This doesn't resonate with me anymore. And, I just decided to just unfollow, which is fine, but I'm just like, I was ready to just make a break. This just didn't sound good to me anymore. There's something that didn't resonate with me anymore. It wasn't like the vibe was not my vibe anymore. And that's okay, because maybe that person is, shooting off, skyrocketing and going to places that I'm not ready to go. Or it could be that maybe there's just, we're just not resonating anymore, which is fine. So my point is, you guys, is that, we have to be observant with what we're listening to, what we're subscribing to. Is it helping us? Is it empowering us? Or is it confusing us? Or is it making us feel angry and irritable? We have to pay attention to that. I love that. Cooperation is key. And it's funny because I was going to say this. You can listen to people. There are some podcasters that I listen to that are either like extreme one end or the other. And I can listen to both because I'm in the middle. I would consider myself to be very independent when it comes, to politics, and some people might not even respect that position. But I can take some of over here, and I can take some, and I can see right down the middle. I don't have that very black and white view when it comes to a lot of things, and that's great because for me, that makes me feel like I'm pretty grounded when it comes to just certain things. So you can listen to people, but you don't have to absorb all of their opinions or views. You can take what resonates, like with my readings, and then you can kind of get rid of what doesn't. So I think that if more people practice that, we might have the world might be a better place. I don't know, but the thing is, it's like if something really isn't resonating with you and you just feel like it's just, really causing you to feel low vibe and just crappy, don't be afraid to pull the plug. Okay, because I like the fact that we have a plug. Don't be afraid to pull the plug on things, and don't be afraid to just tune into a different frequency. Right? And also we're constantly evolving and changing. So things that did it for you before might not do it for you today or tomorrow. It's okay. That just means that you're evolving. That means that your tastes are changing. And that just means also too, because I've also heard that a lot from my channel in the beginning. There were people that were like, diehard, like, oh my gosh, they loved all my readings and this and that, but they've changed. They've either let go of certain connections or they've just decided, like, I don't need to watch tarot readings anymore. And I don't think anyone needs to watch tarot readings, by the way, but they're just like, it's not their thing. They're not into it anymore. And that's fine. And that's just what happens. People evolve, people change, people, come, people go. So when it comes to our careers, you guys, or our finances, sometimes we're going to be up, sometimes we're going to be down. But the best thing that you can possibly do is just kind of be in that state of being right in the middle where you're not getting too excited by success or you're not getting too down when it comes to times that are difficult, and just kind of try to tune more into a frequency that's just right in the middle where you're not getting pulled here or pulled there. You're just cruising right in the middle, right? And if you're having to right now make some tough choices when it comes to your career and finances, it might be that we do need to take a little bit of a step back so we can make the best decision for ourselves. And so if anybody's trying to rush you to do this or to do that, it might be that you need to kind of pull back from that and just do what works for you. Okay. So that is the message when it comes to our career and finances. Just take what resonated with you guys and just leave what didn't. But I hope that made sense on some level. All right. So let's now take a look and see purpose. All right. This right here is called the Soul Purpose Crystal Cards. Now this one's called Gemstone Guardian Cards and your Soul Purpose. We have Spiritual Teacher, Education. So for my viewers this week, this says here, are you aware of your empathic connection with others? It is time to recognize your ability to discern your own thoughts and feelings from those outside of you. Develop your intuitive abilities and use them to assist others as they deal with life's issues. Be aware of being aware. Education. Okay, Amethyst. What's interesting is that amethyst is a stone that I'm really going to be heavily working with for Pisces season. Okay. I really connect the amethyst stone to Pisces. And we're going to be entering into Pisces season, I believe, on the 19th of February next month. And I do have that newsletter, you guys. So the monthly newsletter, it always revolves around the new moon of each month. And so there is a suggested ritual in there and a couple of other goodies as well. But amethyst is one of those stones that I'm recommending people work with. And it's fairly inexpensive. They're beautiful. You can get them polished or raw. You guys know me. I love the raw. But this just really connects you to your higher self. It connects you to trusting your higher self. And obviously it's purple, so it's going to be connected to the higher chakras there, which would be the third and crown. But spiritual teacher, purpose. Do you guys feel like you have something to teach? Do you guys feel like there is something through the things that you've gone through that you're wanting to now help others and aid them, right? You've done some work on yourself. It's kind of like it takes one to know one. Do you feel like you're empathic? Do you feel like you can really connect with people's feelings? You can read them. You know how they feel. You can pick up on vibrations, etc. So some of you guys, it could be that there's a class or a workshop that's coming up where you guys are going to learn how to hone in on these spiritual gifts. It could be, anything from Reiki, working with energy, working with crystals, working with different divination systems such as tarot cards or oracle cards, working with angels, etc. So some of you guys could be really feeling like you came here to be a spiritual teacher, and that's something that you want to get further educated on. I don't think it's an accident that we've had the Taurus energy come through, which was education. So if you guys are wanting to learn something, you do need to invest in this education so that way you can go towards your goals. You can have that title of teacher or coach or whatever it is that you guys are looking to achieve. So this right here is called the Urban Tarot. Let's go ahead and get a couple of cards with this. We have the Eight of Wands. Wow. Forward movement. Travel, go. This is a yes card. So if some of you guys have been wondering on whether or not you should move forward with this, I'm getting this. It's a yes. It is a yes to move forward. It is a yes to take some action. It is basically like act now, do something, make a decision for sure. And I know that the other message there was like, if you guys are feeling like you're stressed, like you need to make a decision, but you don't feel like you're ready to make that decision, take a little bit of a time out. Yeah, sure. Take a time out and think about it. But this right here is saying, yes, go for something. Yeah, the Chariot is another card that means movement and go. It means victory and success with this choice. This is Cancer's energy. So this is great. Like, you have to be willing to make a move in order for you to get on your destined path and to continue to go somewhere and to connect with things that are destined for you. The Chariot for me is a card of destiny. It means that we have to be willing to get in the driver's seat and basically make some moves, or we're not going to live our lives. We're not going to experience anything if we're just going to sit there. So 2 cards of movement and the Empress. Beautiful. Taurus energy, Libra energy. Amazing. So the Empress is, these are the things that we want to create. This is about fertility. This is just creation is what that is. It's like the womb. It's the things that we want to create for ourselves in this lifetime. It's how we want to grow. It's what we want to offer the world, right? So there might be a nurturing energy that you have. Yes, you could be very empathic, very motherly. You could see yourself as a divine feminine coming here to basically help to care for the world. Maybe some of you guys want to go into caretaking roles, helping the elderly, helping children, or just aiding people, society in some sort of way. You're definitely getting the green light to move forward with this, make an investment in this education, and to basically do what you need to do. Now, not all of you need to go to school, but it could just be that you want to get a little bit of like a workshop or something under your belt so that way you feel more confident with what you're doing. Nothing wrong with that, okay? So those are the messages here for our purpose right now. And that's what we got. Okay, so let's see now what the crystal is. So even though amethyst came through, I feel like we can get another card indicating another crystal that would be helpful to us throughout this week. A specific crystal. We have peacock copper. Oh, such a beautiful stone. I confidently show my true colors to others. I am fabulous. So the peacock is all about showing off and being very confident. This to me reminds me of Leo's energy, which again, you guys, we're going to be going to that full moon in Leo on February 5th. So it's your time to shine. It says improve optimistic outlooks in life, increase happiness, feel confident and comfortable, embrace ability to be in the spotlight. Leo's energy all the way. So the peacock copper might be a stone if you guys already have it or you want to pick one up, which would help you to boost your confidence levels because it is time for you to live out loud. It is time for you guys to stop hiding and to really come out and to shine. Okay, you've got some talent that needs to be shown to the world. There's something about coming out. This is called the 5-cent tarot. Oh, I love it. The Queen of Wands again. Yes, look at that courage. Aries energy. So Leo's Aries fire. Okay, sunflower. Look. It says take charge, fierce energy, courage. Oh yeah, you're the queen. You're the Queen of Wands this week. I mean, we've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands coming up here. So beautiful energy, very confident, taking charge. Queen bee energy here. This is good stuff. And we have the Queen of Swords now coming through. Clear mind, honest. Queen of Swords is Libra's energy, which we actually just got with the Empress. So to me, this is a decision that's pretty crystal clear. Like, you're not just foolishly going after a dream. You've thought a lot about this. You have. You've thought a lot about this and you have what it takes. You have the intelligence, you have the ability to be able to be clear in your thinking and being very rational about what it is that you want to do or just what you're wanting to communicate and say. You have all of the tools that you need to move forward with this idea or just to start living your life and taking charge again in some area. So this is amazing. And we have the Ace of Needles, Ace of Swords, which actually already came up in this reading. So it's time. New idea, breakthrough, clarity. You've got it. Spirit's coming through in a big way. So I feel like if you guys haven't gotten this clarity yet, it should be coming through this week that this is a yes. This is the thing to do. You know what to do about a situation. No more procrastinating. You have what it takes to take charge and to make a decision. And you are going to have courage and strength to be able to break through onto the other side this week. I love it. It's great. All right. So that is the crystal. So we have the amethyst and the peacock. What is that? Copper coming through. Okay. Let's see where our animal is. What's the animal for the week? What is our spirit animal for the week? What is the message from this spirit animal? Ooh, this is kind of a cool card because this is talking about personal choice. So out of this entire deck, there's animals on every single card except for this one. This says close your eyes, you guys. So this is kind of putting this back on the viewer, and I kind of like this. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So this is telling me that some of you guys have been probably seeing a particular animal or you've been feeling like a connection to a particular animal. Do some research on this animal. Figure out what its strengths are and really, really identify with this animal this week because they're speaking to you for a reason. So this right here is called the Animal Tarot. So some animals will show up here. But I feel like for the majority of you, you guys already know what animal is your main animal this week. We have the flamingo. I love the flamingo, and I'll tell you why. The flamingo, you guys, is very social. The flamingo connects with other people, which is why it is being showcased with the Lover's card, because we're making a connection with another person. We have Gemini's energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all about communication and being social and thinking fast and all those types of things. A lot of mental energy going on here. But this says true and lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. So, flamingo or whatever spirit animal is coming to you could have something to do with your love life. That might be why it's coming through. It has something to do with your love life. It has something to do with a soul connection. It has something to do with the choice that you want to make and something that's near and dear to your heart. What else? We have the Emperor, which is Aries energy again. So Aries has come up 3 times in the reading. I feel like that's significant. I feel like Aries season, which is right around the corner, like I said, coming up around March time, that right there is telling us that there's something that's on the horizon. So some of you guys, this could be the prediction of a love coming into your life, meeting someone of like mind, connecting, collaborating with someone. But the Emperor is about taking charge. This could also be that if some of you are feminines watching this video, this might be when you and your masculine connect. This could be when a king, like you're a queen looking for a king to come in and match your energy. We have seen the King and Queen of Wands in this reading, so they can be counterparts. That could also be a prediction of something coming or someone coming into your life that is your king or queen. But we have structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. Oh, yeah. So this is about being your own king or queen. And when we are our own queen or king, and we're not necessarily looking for another person to complete us, it's amazing how that counterpart shows up. So it's like if we can't be in our own company, then how is someone else really going to learn to enjoy to be in our own company? You know what I mean? Like, it's like we have to love ourselves before other people can really love and value us too. It's like attracts like kind of energy. So be what you want to create. That's the message. Be the person that you want to attract. Become what you want to attract. And I'm getting here, you will find your match. It's beautiful. So that is a mouse. We have a flamingo and a mouse. And now we have a unicorn. Unicorn, magicians, which is Mercury's energy. The magician is ruled by Gemini and Virgo. But it says there is magic in the air. You can manifest everything you need to be successful. Amazing, you guys. So this is about doing something that you love as well. This doesn't have to just be about a relationship. This is an indication to me that you guys can connect with something that you love. Whatever tools that you guys are working with right now, it is going to lead you to success. So there is some kind of form of success and victory coming to you. You can manifest your desires, whether that's a relationship or just general happiness or the right job, the right position, for you. It's absolutely possible. So don't give up on your dreams, you guys. Keep going. Stay strong. All right. Now we're going to go into challenge or shadow work. This right here is called the Abstract Oracle deck that my daughter, Kayla Reed Creations, made. We co-created with this one together. She did all the artwork, and I did the words and the concepts around the cards. State of mind. Wow. Okay. So our biggest shadow right now, you guys, might just be our own minds. It says all at once influences or overwhelmed. And this doesn't surprise me to see this card at all, because in the very beginning of the reading, we did see the Eight of Swords. And as you can see, the Eight of Swords person is very much in their headspace. So whatever's going on in our minds, whatever's like kind of rolling around over and over and over again, we need to kind of pull out of that loop. Whatever this loop is, we've got to find a loophole to get out of it. All right, this is my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. Let's see what we need to know here about this state of mind. the way that we're thinking about a situation or thoughts that we have about ourselves is a shadow. Ooh, 8 of Cups, 8 of sorrow in this deck. The 8 of Cups, you guys, is abandonment. The 8 of Cups in this deck means someone walked away. All right. And it's like we can't forget about it. It keeps going round and round in our heads, how someone left, how someone abandoned us, how someone hasn't returned. And what it's doing at this point is it's actually keeping us stuck in a loop. That's why this is coming up this way. So I'm not trying to say like, oh, just snap your fingers and stop thinking about this. But we've got to find a way to break this cycle, because what it's doing is it's influencing us in a negative way. It's overwhelming our energy. And it's very difficult for us to focus on anything else if we're just like solely focused on this abandonment. So whatever that's going to take, whatever is going to help you to cut that, that thought out, definitely take those steps. Do your research on how to stop thinking obsessive thoughts. There's so much information and so many tools at our fingertips these days, you guys. I know that you can do it if you are feeling this energy. I know that you can find some answers. You can find something that would be helpful to you for sure. 5 of Rage, which is the 5 of Wands, pyromaniac. Now, some of you guys might also have a lot of rage that's in your mind, very upset by getting burned by someone. Or it might be that you're feeling so rageful that you just, like a pyromaniac, want to burn everything down. So this is like self-destruction. Or it might just be like we want to burn the person that hurt us. So some of you could be dealing with vengeance. Some of you can be dealing with, you want someone to pay for what they did. I believe I've been in that energy, especially with a particular person for many, many years of my life. Not anymore, but man, I was stuck in that loophole for so long. And it obviously served its purpose, but it didn't really do me any favors. It kind of kept me stuck for a long time. But until I was exhausted, till I was done being in this, I finally let that go. And we had the 6 of Cups. This is about a past person or a past situation, which was what my situation was. It was somebody from a long time ago that abandoned me and walked away. I never had any closure with this person. When they walked away from my life, I never got an explanation. I never got an apology. I never got shit, even still to this day. And it hurt me for a really long time, but it actually kept me lost in time. It was like a ghost. It was like having a relationship with a freaking ghost. And, I learned a lot. But after a period of time, I realized that I was losing time in my present moments over this past pain, over this past person, over this past situation. And I'm just like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of giving any more of my time and energy to the past. I want to focus on the present. And I almost lost something in my present over this. And sometimes you need to be shaken in your boots to go, holy shit, I'm about ready to lose everything that's in my present moment because of this past shit. And I wasn't willing to do that. I wasn't willing to lose everything good in my life over some past wound. So it really helped to wake me up, and it really helped me to do the work and to just finally let it go. And it doesn't mean that I don't get a little thought here and there. It never really goes away, but it does not control my mind like this anymore. It seriously no longer has any power over me like it once did. And so if you guys are struggling right now trying to let someone from your past go, I just want you guys to know that there is hope, that you will get through it. You will not forever be in this state of mind. I promise. Okay? Because I really thought, and I swear to God, being totally 100% here, I thought I was never, ever, ever going to forget about this person. I thought I was never going to be able to stop thinking about it. It was like an obsessive compulsion in my mind. It was like hardwired in there for so long. And I can't exactly tell you how it eventually changed, but it just did. So even if you guys don't do the work, okay, or try, I don't really feel that we were designed to suffer for the rest of our lives over specific things. I like to think that, that there's a merciful higher power, that can help us. I know that might sound cheesy, but I can't accept that we've just been dropped on this planet on our ass to figure it out and suffer forever. It felt that way for a long time for me, but, I did feel stranded for a long time. But I just want you guys to know that with time does heal. Doesn't completely take it away, but it does heal. And when I think about this, it doesn't have the same effect, or it doesn't hold the same power over me that it once did. So things have shifted. So I just wanted you guys to know that that absolutely is possible. I don't know. That's what I got for you. So now let's go into something that we're needing to surrender to this week. This is called the Power of Surrender cards. What are we going to surrender to this week? Ooh, we have surrender to silence. All right. What is this about? It says, in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. And let me tell you guys something. When I was just talking about that situation, never heard from this person again. It's probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Had I heard from this person again, because I know people that have heard from their past person. And they go back and forth, all the way around, all kinds of loopholes, all kinds of shit, all kinds of craziness. And I remember thinking throughout the years, I always wish that I would have heard from this person. But I'm glad that I didn't. Because who knows what would have happened if I had heard from them. Might have just been more bullshit. It might have been very confusing. It might have destroyed my life. It might have interrupted the decisions that I made. So in a way, sometimes the silence and sometimes things that don't resurrect are for our highest good. And we need to be willing to have faith in what's happening or not happening is happening or not happening for a reason. And when we can lean into that faith, and just trust that, we're going to, I feel, experience just more peace as a whole. So this deck is called the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Eight of Wands. Love it. Okay. This is awesome because what this is telling me here is that when you just surrender to what is, the way forward will present itself. So even right now, if you don't know what the hell's going to go on, you don't have all the answers that you're seeking, it's not clear right now, it will become clear. It absolutely will. So accept the silence, accept right now that maybe you're not getting the answers that you're looking for right this second, but the answers are coming, so be patient. Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, of course, is a card of struggle. It's a card of conflict. It can also be this inner conflict, inner turmoil. This is also probably why we need to surrender to meditation, because we have a lot of chatter, okay? We have a lot of conflicting ideas and information, whether it's inside or coming from the influences of the outer world. We can be very overwhelmed. It's too much. Too much for the brain to handle. This is basically indicating to us if we can quiet down and we can silence ourselves, we will be replenished to be able to move forward. It's almost like the pathway will open up and suddenly it'll be like, aha, Ace of Swords, clarity, aha moment. But when we're in the thick of all the stress, no answers are coming. It's just freaking chaos. So if you guys are feeling stressed, if you guys are feeling overwhelmed, if you guys are just like there's too much chatter, really lean in to the silence this week. This will really, really help you with moving forward. Yeah, 4 cups. This is contemplation. This is kind of sitting there. It's like the answer is within reach, but we don't see it yet. It's not clear. You can see here, he's not reaching for the cup. It's there. Spirit's handing it to him, but he's not reaching for it because he doesn't believe it yet, or he's not sure. So again, all this confusion, all this chaos, the way to be able to reach for the cup instead of rejecting it or staying stuck or confused, the answer is in the silence this week. Lean into the silence, lean into meditation, lean into conversations with the divine, with your higher power. This will really help you to move forward. 8 of Wands this week. That's what I'm seeing here. All right. And 4 of Cups is a rejection card too. So if some of you guys are struggling with a rejection, as in something didn't happen that you wanted to happen, there's a good reason why it didn't happen. There's a good reason for this rejection. There's a good reason why something didn't work out. Just trust it. Okay, so the last set of cards is my Shift Your Vibes Oracle deck. How can we shift our vibration this week? What are some good suggestions for us to shift our vibes? Let's see. How can we shift our vibes this week if we're feeling stuck, or not even stuck? Just how can we shift things up this week? Just 'cause. Bath time detox, love it. And what's interesting is that I'm actually creating a bath time ritual for February's ritual for my newsletter. I was literally just working on it yesterday. And yeah, very excited about it because Pisces season for me is all about water. It's a water sign, but it's about working with the water element. And that's why I wanted to do bath time. So detox, bath time, really thinking about different ways that you can use water to detox. It doesn't have to be in a bath. I know that not everybody has a bathtub, but you can still use the element of water just in general. Another thing that we can do is we can also use spring water, like fresh, purified water. And we can use this water and put it out in full moons and really absorb all of those lunar rays. So like Leo's energy. And then we can drink this water and we can infuse our bodies with Leo's energy. Isn't that amazing? Giving us that courage and that strength, a little bit of edge that we didn't have before. This will really help us to kind of get rid of low ways of thinking or small ways of thinking or being, and really give us that opportunity to detox, shed that old energy, and be rebirthed into this more powerful side of ourselves. So to me, I'm getting so much from this bath time. It's not just a bath water, it's water, period. Work with the element of water this week. This will really, really help you to shine. Oh yeah. All right, this is my Connections with the Modern World Tarot that I created with my daughter, Kayla Creations. Ace of Cups. It's this cup of water is for you, baby. I love this. I'm not saying that everybody needs to do this, but why not? Why not try it? I'm going to be collecting, because I already made like a little thing to myself where I'm going to collect every single moon water this year. Every moon water I am going to use. I'm going to collect it and I'm going to do something with the full moon water. So that is just something. You can even add it to your bath water as well. This is another thing. You can bathe in the moon water that you create. That's another amazing thing. And it's for you. It's for your own cup. Okay. The Ace of Cups is your cup. So a way to shift your vibe is by using water to infuse yourself and to also wash away impurities too. You can envision certain things and let that water kind of like wash away certain impurities. You can use sage, jump into a bath or a shower, rid yourself of all of that stuff. Just imagine things going down the drain, I've got some ritual soapbox kits that my daughter and I created, and it's for just different purposes. But one of the main elements that I use in ritual is water. which is why we came up with the soap, because the soap is a way with the herbs that infuses the energy and then also washes away different things that you don't want to, that aren't serving you anymore. So those are some ideas that you guys can use for water. And I love it. Cups is water. So water, double water here. Ooh, we have home improvements. So some of you guys might be looking to maybe change up your environment, your home. This home could also be your physical body as well. Maybe do something different with your hair, change your hair color, maybe add some different colors into your wardrobe. Just something to just kind of give it a little bit of pizzazz, maybe even paint a wall or two, or maybe just even arrange your furniture a different way. That can sometimes shift the vibe in your environment if you're feeling stagnant. 5 of Cups. Yeah, so 5 of Cups is like we're looking at something that we don't like. We're feeling kind of gloomy. So that gray energy here, we have that green. So that's that color splash. So if some of you guys are feeling gloomy, if some of you guys are just feeling kind of blah, it is time for us to kind of do something. We got to shift something in our environment to, something that we're looking at every day to like just cause a little bit of a different appearance. Maybe even better lighting. I'm getting that as well, because sometimes lighting, oh my gosh, if lighting is too gloomy or if it's like really just overly fluorescent, sometimes we can just feel that like, I need to have lighting in my house, or, it needs to be a certain way, or I'm just like, I don't like it. So that home improvement could be anything, you guys. So really think about where you spend the majority of your time and try to figure out how you can add some things into that environment that make you feel good, that make you feel alive, that make you feel happy. Maybe even adding some certain scents with candles or aromatherapy, that could also help. I know that there's certain essential oils out there that actually improve your mood. Look into those things, because I think it's worth a shot, especially if you're going through some sort of feelings of depression or sadness right now. Change something in your environment, change something in your daily scenery. And this could also be stepping outside of the home, right? Stepping outside of the house, going outside in nature, that may also help to shift and improve your mood. All right, one last one. Oh, go on a picnic, change of scenery. What I just said, look at this. So not everybody is feeling that way in their home, but go on a picnic, go outside, go on an outdoor adventure. So Mr. Moon and I, we actually just went out on a bike ride on our beach cruisers. Even though we live in the desert, there ain't no beach, but we got on the cruisers anyway. And we just cruised around the neighborhood, the tract of homes that we live. And there's a lot of farms and things around us too. And so it was just really cool to just take the bikes and see people's horses. Of course, they were like behind electric fences. So as I was running up to it, Mr. Moon had to tell me to, step off, or else I'm going to die. Me so stupid, like private property, but whatever. Anyways, it was still cool to see the horses from afar. We ended up seeing a dead fish. I know, gross, but it was just like really interesting. It was like this huge fish in this canal, and we're like looking at it, and it just looked really, really cool, And then we saw, some squirrels. We saw these little ground owls. Those are super cute. We saw freaking gophers. And even though Mr. Moon wants to shoot them in our backyard, he doesn't, but they're so freaking cute. And especially out in the wild, these little babies. So just stepping outside and changing our scenery, because normally we would probably just go out in our jacuzzi in the backyard, or we would do housework, or maybe go to a restaurant or something. It was great to get outdoors on our bikes and just look at things. We saw some new developments, and also I saw a lot of flowers and like succulents that I hadn't seen before, and it was just enough to just go, I'm so glad we got out. Like when we got back, I was like, I just feel so good that we got out. It just felt so good. So that was enough to shift my vibe for Sunday. Now, this is the only downside. It might just be our age, or it might just be our sedentary, is that the right word? Lifestyle? which we haven't really been super active and, in a while. Our lower backs were killing us the next day, and my inner thighs, I swear to God, you guys, I felt like I was going to die. But you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it. And I think that the more that we get active again and the more that we do it, it's not going to hurt so bad. But it was worth it just to get out and just to see the world and to just feel good and breathe the fresh air. And it was just freaking awesome, I loved it. So anyways, just a thought. But going on a picnic, why not? Just taking your food and going on a picnic just to a park or maybe on a hike or something. Let's see, what's the tarot card with this? Ace of Swords again. Oh my gosh. So the cards that are really, really speaking to me in this reading would be the Ace of Swords, which is now the third time that it's come out in our reading, and also that King, Queen, Wands energy. There might be another one that I'm forgetting, but those two are sticking out to me. So the wands, the King and the Queen of Wands, are basically the masters of that element of fire, passion, creativity, ideas. This right here is the clarity. This is basically you're able to take and cut through anything, as in cut through challenges, cut through situations, and get things done, get things handled. So something is coming into your brain this week. There is some sort of an idea or inspiration. And Spirit's saying it's time to act on it. It's time to get going. It's time to do something. It's time to change your life. It's time to take control back in your life and to make your life the way that you want it. So pay attention to these things that come to you and maybe spend some time doing some of these things this week, because this could aid you in this motivation or this breakthrough this week. So that's what I have for you guys. I know I did a lot of personal sharing, but I've been hearing a lot of feedback from you guys how you're enjoying the personal share. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to say about that. But anyways, I just want to say thank you so much, you guys, for, choosing to watch this video. And if you're subscribed already, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're interested. And all my links and everything are down below if you guys want a personal reading, any of the decks that I have created, any of the products that just recently, put out, or of course my newsletter or anything like that. So thanks a lot, you guys. You take care of yourselves. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.